Hi everyone, Woodstock here, and I just wanted to touch on a bit of common mistakes that people do, and common mistakes meaning that really anyone can make them, no matter how good they are. Doesn't necessarily have to be bad players. And I say too much. I've been told that I say too much, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's just a bit of personal. So I'm playing as the OKW right now. 1v1 on Lagarskaya, and my opponent is playing as Americans. And the common mistake I will touch on now is do not overcommit on a truck, on attacking a truck if you do not have the means to take it out. So I have this position, which is very strong for my battle group headquarters, and I'll just play, and the next few minutes I will explain what my opponent does and how it will hurt him, and in the end it will lead to his defeat. So let's play. So on Langarskaya, he's taking up these houses. Good idea probably, because this is boxing me in. So there's nothing wrong with boxing someone in, but right now he doesn't have the resources to destroy it, and he's still gonna go in after dive into the truck when I can reinforce off of it, and that will mean he will take like way too many casualties. Okay, he's got the total control of the map right now, as you can see, from over here to over here, and he will decap the fuel shortly. Good move. But and you see this building, just how powerful these buildings are. He's just forcing back my units, and I have my retreat point, and I will almost lose these turf piles. And I have the Kubowagen over here, not very useful because he's staying in a building, so he's not gonna get very much suppressed. Have these guys in green cover over here, just laying down some fire, holding these guys, and preventing them from just coming in too close as I reinforce. Then I was trying to, harass a bit of territory on the right. He counters that nicely. So for now, he's doing well. The mistake is gonna come soon. He will get a captain, and he will try to destroy the headquarters with a captain, and he will not have the resources. As you can see, he's already taking major losses. And I don't have much, I said again. I don't have many units, and I went Scavenge Doctrine to pop up some Jaegers in this building. Jaegers are very potent in buildings. And he will just continue attacking this and take heavy losses, and eventually he will lose enough that he will lose control of the entire map, pretty much. So, as you can see, I'm just forcing the units off. How he's been doing right now, very good. He's been pushing me into the truck, getting control of the map. Right now would be the time to back off, regroup, and then come back later and do the same again. Because I said again. Because obviously I will retake my fuel. You don't want me to have the fuel. That's all that you need. And on this map, the VP is basically impossible to attack over here, because it's like 10 meters from the base, and especially with OKW, with the trucks. Yeah, there's no way he will attack. Now we'll go, since he took so many casualties, and he has to reinforce, I will go and take the cutoff, so he doesn't get the resources. And I know there's an early Steward coming. I actually knew this, and I wanted to get a Raketten, but the Jaegers had more importance at the moment because I had to force off all the infantry. So I will get the Raketten fairly late, and the Steward does have a window where I only have one Shrek. He could have used this better. As you can see, I kind of fail over here. I forget my Kubo, and then I don't order it correctly. I ordered it over there instead of, misclicking. I wanted to order it to go back, but, fail. Now the Steward has free reign for now. There's only one Shrek. And he kind of just sits there. He doesn't do much. He's going to sit there by this edge, his hedgerow over here. And this is why I say that this position is fairly fucking strong as OKW. This hedge just prevents so much. He's going to try to actually attack round. This is a nice idea. He's going to try to attack round through because tanks can attack round through hedgerows. And I tried to do the same with the Shrek, but it doesn't really work out. I didn't know that would happen. So right now I have retaken the fuel. The Jaegers are coming back, and I will use them to screen this flank. Because right now I have my Raken, and what I want to do is cloak it up to here, because the Raken has a nice cloak. Cloak it up, take out the Steward, as it's unsuspecting, as he will hopefully be microing something else. And as you can see, they are taking heavy casualties because of this, red cover and stuff. And again, he's just overcommitting on my truck. He should be playing a bit more for my fuel than for my truck right now. Just he could keep me off the fuel with the forces he has pretty easily. And he's not a bad player. He's not a bad player at all. He controls his units fairly well. So as you can see, he overwhelms my Jaeger light infantry. And over here, my Raken comes in, gets a couple shots because of the cloak, and here come my Shreks from the side, exactly as I planned, and takes it out, even though, I take a few losses. That's very much worth it. So at this point, his attack is stalling, and what does he do? He pushes in even more aggressively. This is just his death. And this is, with America, you need to end the game quickly, and this is just, and I said again, this is just him being too hot-headed and just being rash. You should not do this, even though you kind of have to as the US forces, which is kind of why they are so disadvantaged. This is pretty much his final, hurrah for the truck. And he just takes so many losses, especially because I can reinforce his storm piles. They're up to 17 kills with this rifleman squad that will get wiped. He has lost a rifleman squad. He is about to lose another one. He's just overcommitting, not retreating. And when you do these kinds of mistakes, it's game losing. When you do one mistake as US forces versus OKW, it's pretty much game over. Because right now I can go in, try to wipe the captain. I'm not sure if I actually get it. I think I do because I block it with my models. And he's dead. I will not do the same with the rear echelon, unfortunately. But, he's down from, 7 units, 7 infantry and a tank, the Steward, to, 3 riflemen and 2 rear echelons. Whereas I am about to set up my Schwere Panzer headquarters. I could have actually called it an Ostwind, which would have probably ended the game right here. But I decided to play it safe, get my Panzer headquarters, and go for a Lux. And eventually it will box him into the base, and there's nothing he can do to come back. He gets an ET gun, pretty good choice. He will get also a pack howitzer, which will do really well in defending his cutoff, but it doesn't matter that he will defend his cutoff because his fuel will be gone. At this point, I have pretty much control of the entire map, even if you may say, oh yeah, he's still pushing, he's still got, most of the map, but he doesn't have the forces to hold on to anything anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much the end. I will just play it at full speed, getting some grenades down. Look at this. It's because he keeps, trying to attack when it doesn't work. And I said, again. Yeah, the pack howitzer will do very well for him. This also demonstrates pretty much the strength of the pack howitzer. And here comes my Lux. There's no counter to this, except the AT gun that he will build. I just push him into the base. Get some kills. Get some more kills. Here comes the AT gun. I run away. Get behind this hay bale. Dodge some more grenades. And at this point, it's just like a game of, using the Lux to scare him into the base. And he's gonna get another Steward, which will kill the Lux, but kill itself, sacrifice it to kill the Lux. Here comes the Steward. I have my Shreks ready. I have my Raken over here. Oh god, the fucking sound effect. I get some salvage off the Steward. I also got the salvage off the other Steward. So when you lose a vehicle, as you can see, I will salvage, and something pretty funny will happen. I will try to actually salvage this, and here comes the pack howitzer. Boom, destroyed. I laugh about it in the chat, and pack howitzer gets a few kills, but too, it will get bit free eventually. And at this point, I'm going for a King Tiger. And I will get it very soon. He chooses Armor Company, gets off some M10s, but, He cannot do anything anymore. He's just at the base. Nothing he can do. I just decap the fuel every time he caps it. He's gonna try, come in, you know, recap it again, grenade, fail. And then I come in, clean up some more of his units. And grenade here, dead. He's pretty much in no units. He has to rebuild riflemen. That's the situation you do not want to be in as Americans. Just keeping him busy all over the map and then eventually box him into base. He's gonna get a bulldozer. But at this point, bulldozer versus King Tiger, I am already producing it. There's nothing you can do. Just a dozer, just getting in some work. Pack Hobbits are getting in some work, and now the King Tiger comes in. And he will pretty much kill the bulldozer and he will surrender. I decrewed the AT gun before the King Tiger came out because I knew, you know, the AT gun would be there. So I purposely went in and decrewed. I lost a squad because of it, but, you know, just one less counter for the KT. Just be safe. And there we go. GG. So GG well played from my opponent. Sorry for the loss. He had some pretty bad RNG, but, you know, pretty good match. Yeah, see you.